Hello, Tampa Native Show fans. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jurtok Festrong. This is my brother, Jorgi. Say hello, Jorgi.
Hello, Jorgi.
And tonight we're celebrating everything wonderful about this historic building in Ybor City called the Cuban Club. This is the Halloween special, and we understand there's some fun things inside this building. But before we go in, Jorgi, who is this man?
Let me see. This is Jose Marti.
Jose Marti? He must be the man that we're looking for inside the building. Hey, Jorgi, you know who might be inside the building?
American Foxes?
Yes, American Foxes. And why are we looking for American Foxes, Jorgi?
Because, as you know, we are two wild
and crazy guys. And you know who else is inside the building, Jorgi?
Who?
Ghosts.
No.
Ghosts.
I don't want to go in there, Jorgi.
Why?
Because I'm afraid. I am afraid of ghosts.
Don't worry. There's no ghosts inside there. Come on, Jorgi. Let's go find out. You stay there. We'll be right back. Come on. Let's go.
I'll stay behind you, Jorgi.
I remember Tampa, the way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, her sweet, soft memories, a city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. Yes, I remember Tampa, she remembers me.
Hello and welcome to the Tampa Native Show. Stay tuned now for the most entertaining webcast from the studios at Tampa Digital in Ybor City, Florida. Join your hosts Mario Nunez, Steve Canella, and the 15-Minute Girl as they celebrate growing up in Tampa. From Shock Armstrong to Shakey's Pizza, from Braddock Street to Buffalo Avenue. Get ready to call in and tell us your stories, because sharing your memories has never been this much fun. And now, Mario Nunez and Steve Canella.
She remembers me.
Welcome back, everybody, to this, the Tampa Native Show, our Halloween special. For those of you that are tuning in for the very first time, we'd like to say hello and welcome. My name is Mario Nunez. I'm seated alongside my co-host.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Steve Canella. Thanks so much for being there. And tonight, it's going to be a wild and scary show.
We're already off to a wild and scary start, as you saw. We'd like to also introduce you to the 15-Minute Girl who's just off camera. Say hello, darling.
Hello, darling.
And listen, this is going to be one of those shows that you just don't know what's about to happen.
I agree.
We've got some business to take care of before we get too far along into it. We'd like to say hello once again to all of our viewers that have been with us since the very, very beginning. We know you're out there watching online, and we'd like to say the 15-Minute Girl is hard by the computer. So as you send in your comments and your questions, make sure you include your Bolita drawing number for later in the show.
Don't forget those.
Also, when you call in this evening, a little added wrinkle. We're going to try to do a little something different, maybe a little friendly competition amongst those of us that grew up here and went to high school here.
I like that idea.
So when you call in, make sure that you call in, you tell us your name and what high school you went to. Also, we'd like to mention at this time that really and truthfully, we understood today was going to be kind of a difficult day for us in the sense that we were going up against Game 6 of the World Series. A World Series, Stevie, that's turning out to be a real barn burner.
You know, and also, I think, you have the $5 ready, Mario?
Well, Steve and I have a nice little friendly bet going here. I've taken the American League and the Texas Rangers, and Stevie's...
I got the Cardinals.
He's in the Cardinal dugout.
I got Texas Rangers.
Yeah, he's in
Hey,
the
2
Cardinal
against 1.
dugout. But tonight's game has been postponed due to inclement weather, so that's great news. So you can put your TV aside for just a minute, stay with us on the laptop or on your desktop. It's going to be one of those wonderful shows. We've got a guest that's going to join us in a little while, a gentleman by the name of Mr. Tom Keating, and he's going to tell us all about this upcoming weekend's Guavaween festivities. What did we do today, Mr. Canella?
We had a great time today. It was at Amarili's Sandwiches and More, and it was the Tampa Native Show special lunch of the week, right? It's every Wednesday.
You put a little too much into that.
I think I did. I think I did.
Well, 4 or 5 extra words there. Let's take it again. Take 2, Steve. Take 2. Let's get this right. Go ahead.
We had to create an event. We'd have to shorten that name a little bit.
Right. It's the Tampa Natives Show Day All Day Special.
All day
Now,
special is
tell
fantastic.
them what's involved in that all
Well,
day special.
I'll tell you what. It's my favorite meal when I was a kid. I had that all the time, but it was arroz blanco con huevos frito, which that means 2 fried eggs on white rice with plantains,
right.
Cuban toast, Cuban coffee, all $4.99. Can't beat it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it was a blowout event. We saw people there that we hadn't seen in a
Yeah,
good
we
long
did.
while. It went on from about 11 o'clock till about 2. We want to do this each and every Wednesday. So for those of you that participated, that took the time to come out and share that special lunch hour with us,
Right.
thank you. Thank you so much to Juan and Amy for rolling out the red carpet,
Thanks, guys.
as you always do. The meal is delicious. And of course, the camaraderie and the folks that we get a chance to see
We
there.
saw a lot of new faces there today,
Yeah,
too.
we did. We did. So we know that we've got some, we're starting to reach out there in the community again. We've been back on the air. This is our 4th show, and consequently, we're very happy to be with you. Well, as you can see, we haven't even put up our number yet, and callers are already calling in, so that's wonderful. Why don't you say
That's
we
a
take
good sign.
this call right away?
Let's do it. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us what high school you went to. Caller, are you
I
there?
graduated with Mario, 76.
Okay, this is. I heard. I graduated with Mario in 1976. And
Okay.
Steve left out the most important.
And
one.
your name.
Caller, tell us your name and what high school you went to. Caller, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm here. This is Juan.
Oh, this is Juan,
Juan.
as in Santayana?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
You don't
Juan.
sound like
Well,
yourself, Juan.
Mr. Santayana, you sound awful serious tonight.
He does.
Yes, he does.
Welcome in, Juan.
Well, thank you for
Juan.
calling. This is your very first call, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Yeah, hey, Sally.
Hey,
There you go.
nice to hear from you.
Thank you, Juan. Listen, what a wonderful day we had today, did we not?
Oh, my God. I was so blessed to have the Tampa Native Show, and then I got a chance to see so many people today that I hadn't seen for a while. All I can say is thank you, thank you, thank you. And we have proclaimed Wednesday to be the Tampa Native place
It's
to
official.
meet.
Yeah, it's
I mean, you
official.
can come and meet any time, but Wednesday is dedicated to the Tampa Natives, and we will have the same special of 2 huevos, arroz blanco, platanitos, Cuban bread, and the café con leche. Come in on Wednesdays. We had such a great turnout. I haven't seen, there was people that I hadn't seen for at least over 20 years.
You may have to put in an order, Juan, for some extra tables. I'm telling you, because we're going to fill them up for you on Wednesdays. Listen, we didn't get to let everybody know the question of the day today. But the question of the day today is simply this: Steve Martin or Dan Aykroyd? So you've got to make a selection there. And of course, we're going to ask you for your Bolita drawing number as well. Juan, do you have any scary, haunted ghost stories? Of course, tonight we're celebrating all things Tampa and those wonderful ghost stories, whether they were myth or actually based in fact. But do you have any stories?
Not really.
Okay, that's good. Not everybody does.
I think that the only ghost that I see is when I look at myself in the mirror.
Well, if you see your reflection,
That's no reflection on him.
no reflection on you. Well, tell me, do you have a preference? Steve Martin or Dan Aykroyd? Who was your favorite?
Steve Martin.
Okay, Steve.
Okay.
One for Steve
All right.
Martin.
We're keeping score.
Thank you. We are keeping score. Absolutely, we're keeping score. And your Bolita drawing number, sir?
We'll make it 33.
33?
You got it.
33. Wonderful. Juan, thank you again, and Amy for always being there for us, for rolling out the red carpet, and for starting our show off
Absolutely.
tonight with a bang. We're so glad you called. We've been waiting for this call for a long time.
What a great way to start, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks beautiful, and the sound is very good today. It was
That's
kind of off a
good.
little bit, but it's just wonderful.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you so
great to
much.
hear.
the technical staff here is
I'll let
working.
somebody else go.
Around the
The
clock.
technical staff is working.
I'm definitely going to be enjoying mine.
Thank you. Thank you, Juan. We
Juan.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Blessings to all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
We'll talk to you
you.
soon. That's great. What a great way to
You know,
start.
he mentioned-
Gentlemen, I'm getting nothing but good stuff from everybody.
Awesome.
Everybody's seeing it. Everybody's hearing it. Awesome
Very clear.
opening. Yeah.
Nice.
That's
very,
great.
very, very,
That's
very
good
nice.
news.
Well, we've got a video coming up. Is that what I understand? Well, you know, rumor has it that we're going to be hearing from those Festrunk brothers
throughout the show.
And here's another opportunity to check in on them. Now, their whole idea tonight was to take us through the Cuban Club. And of course, for those of us that have grown up here, we know the Cuban Club is on the Historic National Registry. Not only is it a landmark, but it also has been a known place for paranormal activity. So these two characters have been in that building looking and searching for things. And let's see what they're up to. Stay tuned. This should be good.
Georgi, do you know what they used to call this room down here?
No, Diortok, what?
This was called the cantina. And you know what was down here?
No.
Well, Georgi, that room over there used to be a doctor's office.
Wow.
And this used to be a gymnasium, and this used to be a swimming pool. And you know, the story is that there was a little boy who drowned in this swimming pool. And every once in a while, they still see him. And he bounces a little ball to let you know. He bounces a little ball.
No. I am afraid, Diortok. We should leave.
It's time to go, Georgi. It's time to go. It's time to go, Georgi. It's time to go. It's time to go, Georgi. It's time to go.
Those guys are crazy, aren't they?
Those two fellas are up to no good. But they're looking good, by the way. Those
Very
two
funny,
wild and
very
crazy
funny.
guys.
How about the shoes?
Incredible. Incredible shoes, the entire outfit. Where did we get those outfits? Where did those two guys get those outfits?
That's right.
From a place called Yesterday's, vintage clothing.
Sherry's
Sherry,
Yesterday's.
if you're out there, can you see how good your stuff looks? Sherry's right there, just 1 block south of Hillsborough. Listen, we've got pictures coming up. We've got a break that we need to get to here pretty quickly. Do we want to show any pictures before this break comes up?
Okay.
All right. We've got a break coming up. Now, listen, everybody, we're off to a great start. Stand by. We've got guests coming. We've got technical interventionists that we need to talk to here before too much longer.
Everything's great.
Everything's going good.
That's great news.
Everybody's looking.
And we have lots of people on.
And we're getting Bolita numbers as well?
Yes, everything's working perfectly.
Okay.
Very cool.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, if that's the case, then without further ado, shall we go to that first break?
I say so. Let's do it.
All right. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with a whole lot more.
Be a superhero on October 29th at Guavaween in Ybor City. Enjoy a night of fun, fantasy, food, and festivities, all while dressed up in your favorite costume. Watch a full-blown parade, complete with beads, costume characters, and of course, floats. Take part in the Creative Costume Contest now with more prizes than ever. Listen to national and local musical acts on 3 stages with something for everyone's taste. There's plenty of entertainment, whether you're a seasoned Guava alumni or a first-timer. Purchase advanced discount tickets for only $12 at ebor.org. Presented by Subtira.
Hi, we're the Tampa natives.
Welcome to our show.
I remember Tampa, the way she used to be.
Hi, my name is Steve Canella. What would you think if I told you there was a live interactive webcast all about growing up in Tampa?
Hi, they call me the 15-minute girl. What if I told you there's a show where you can hear all of those wonderful stories of our youth?
My name is Mario Nunez. How would you feel if I told you there was a place you could go each week to feel those memories come alive? A place where you'd feel as if you'd been dipped in magic waters.
A show where you can see all those iconic images of Tampa and be transported back to her glorious youth. A veritable trip down memory lane.
Those times spent at Britton Plaza, the pizza parlor after high school football games, the Colonnade, or how about going downtown to the Tampa, the Palace, and the Florida theaters?
A show where photographs and videos of places like Lowry Park, Al Lopez Field, the Florida State Fair when it was on North Boulevard, and Tampa High Line come alive each week.
A place where you can call in and share your memories or listen to our guests tell their stories of growing up in Tampa.
The memories would be so thick you'd have to brush them away from your face. Well, this place does exist, but not just in your imagination, in the palm of your hand, or on a laptop, or a desktop, or your very own personal viewing device.
You mean like this?
No, like this.
And like this. And it's called the Tampa Native Show. Now, doesn't that sound cool?
We'd like to welcome those thousands of happy viewers and fans to our brand new online home at TampaNativeShow.com. Remember, TampaNativeShow.com. Why? Because sharing your memories has never been this much fun. So until we see you then, salud and happy days.
That's a wrap.
Yes, I remember Tampa. She remembers me.
Welcome back, everybody. Mario Nunez alongside Steve Cannella. We've got Mr. Tom Keating who's joining us. Mr. Tom Keating, welcome, Tom, to our humble little show.
Thanks for being here, Tom.
Thank you. It's nice to be here at the center of Ybor City.
Yeah, we're having a great time. Tom, tell us a little bit about what we just saw there with that guava wing spot. Tell us a little bit more about what's going to happen this weekend.
Actually, we had a little foresight last year. We wound up shooting last year's guava wing, which was our silver anniversary. People don't realize guava wing's been around for 25 years. So we shot it on high def in anticipation of doing a really nice spot this year. And we also sent out as a little perk to our PR people live, or I guess you'd say real guavas. That we had to buy from Homestead, Florida, and we shipped them out to all the PR people and all the press people, and most people hadn't seen a real guava ever. So it was
Tom, I had no idea that guava wing's been around 25 years.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was more like maybe 15 or so.
This thing started out as an artist and writers ball, and it started out as a very creative effort for some really cool people. There's about half a dozen people that claim this thing from its inception, and then it kind of evolved into a street parade, and then it became more commercialized over time, and the Chamber took it over this year, and we're kind of trying to take it back to a little more of a quality event. We've added the motorized parade back this year, so we're excited about having a really nice event for people in the community.
Interesting. It's this coming Saturday.
Absolutely. Saturday, October 29th, this Saturday, is always the last Saturday in October.
Okay.
And we begin at 3 o'clock, and the parade is back at 8 o'clock, and then we have our costume contest this year, which we have more prizes than ever before. I used to watch this thing and see the person at the top get a $2,000 prize, and I thought, number 2 and number 3 are good too. So we're actually giving away cash prizes across a broader spectrum. So we're pretty excited about that. And we've got a couple of really good bands. My daughters at 27 and 30 tell me that Tonic and another band called Eve 6 are really popular. So I'm hoping the University crowd will embrace this.
Wonderful. And it's a free event?
Awesome.
Well, it's not free. You can get tickets still online between now and Friday for advance tickets for $12 plus a small handling fee.
Okay.
And then the day of gate is $17, which we think is a really good deal when you look at what the theme parks are charging.
Absolutely. And you've got the 2 bands.
You've got 2 strong bands. You pay $25 to see either one of them on their own.
And the parade as well. We've got a caller that would like to talk. Probably talk a little bit about guava wing.
That's cool.
Let's go to that call. Caller, tell us your name and what high school you went to.
Hello?
Hey, caller, how are you? Tell us your name and what high school you went to.
Yeah, this is Joe Abini, Hillsborough 657.
Joe. There's Mr. Joe Abini.
Welcome,
how are you,
Joe?
Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm back tonight. That's all right.
Good. Well, we know you got either rained out or postponed. We know you had a function earlier tonight, but we're glad you're back with us.
Yep. I want to give my Bolita number 3, before somebody takes it like me.
The same one?
I already wrote it
13.
down,
Yeah,
Joe.
we've already got that written down. Thank you, Joe. Joe, have you ever attended a guava wing? Did you have any questions for Mr. Keating relative to guava wing?
Many years ago as a younger guy, but not recently.
Not recently. It's kind of a younger guy's event, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. You know, but hey, that doesn't mean that a guy our age, not that we're old by any stretch of the imagination, couldn't enjoy the festivities.
I say guava wing is for the young and the young at heart.
And
so
the
I'm
young at heart.
encouraging the alumni to come back. There's no reason not to party hard until you can't do it anymore.
There you go. Or until it takes 4 Advils and sleep until noon to get over it, either one. Hey, Joe, listen, do you have any haunted ghost stories from your experience growing up in Tampa? Because tonight's theme is all about that. While we have you here, do you have any favorite ghost stories?
Well, I think the only one that took the last from the Halloween, the Halloween special was the mannequin dropping from the tree in front of the cars going by. But as far as a ghost story, I don't have a ghost story. Kind of shocked in fall tonight.
Did you hear that, darling? Because I couldn't. It was kind of cutting out. Try that one again, Joe, because it was kind of cutting out on us a little bit.
I said I kind of missed Shock and Fall tonight.
Oh, Shock and Fall tonight. Yes, you know what?
Shock and Awe.
Fall. We couldn't get them. We couldn't get them. We tried.
Yeah, they were very expensive.
Listen,
Yes,
their
they were.
agents were playing hardball with us, so we had to go with Jortak and Jorgi Festrom, which, you know, were very affordable, as you saw. You know, they work for love and affection, but perhaps next Halloween we'll see if we can't coax Dr. Paul and
I think
maybe
we will.
Shock or perhaps even Groucho to come back, because let's say Groucho was a pretty fair pretty fair mate for
Dr.
for
Paul.
Dr. Paul. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, your question of the day for you today, sir. Steve Martin or Dan Aykroyd?
Steve Martin.
Oh,
Steve
yeah.
Martin, not to
Steve's 2-0.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, Joe, listen, we'll make the announcement a little bit later on in the show about our Halloween soiree. We're going to have to reschedule that and kind of refit that. But thank you so much. We've been missing your calls, Joe.
We have.
Yes, we
We've
have.
been
So good to
missing-
hear from
We've been
you.
missing your calls this season, and we know you're always there for us, and we look forward to hearing more from you. So by all
I'll
means,
do my best to call him.
thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Love to you and Keith.
All right,
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
Joe.
Thomas, there's a question I've always wondered. Who invented guavawin? Was there a single person that came up with the idea?
Like I said, there are about 6 people that claim a part ownership, and like I said, it came out of the Artists and Writers Ball. Among those folks is the lady who plays Mama Guava to this day.
Okay.
She's an actress here in town, Paul Wilburn, who runs a really nice venue over in St. Petersburg, music venue there, and 2 or 3 other people that were, things that are successful have many parents. And so Guavawin has become successful, and it has a lot of people that are tied in. But it was a small event. It was very driven by the artist, and we're looking at bringing back the parade this year, the motorized parade. And we were allowed 20 units by the police, suggested that as a starting point, and we're basically filled up. So the crews responded, and we love to get the crews of Gasparilla into the parade and into Ybor City. They love the party here, and it really adds value to the whole experience, because what happens is you get all the beads and all the excitement, and the crews hang out, so it makes it a lot more interesting event. And I have to admit, it's a big part of the whole experience to have the crews here and all that.
Definitely, that's great, though.
First parade of the season.
By contrast, the Gasparilla flotilla, that's what, 100?
Oh yeah, I'd say that's definitely 100. Yeah.
So 20 is a modest little number, but it's a great.
They line up in the district, and it is a part of the street festival. Our primary focus here is a street festival which to enjoy Ybor. So we have the concerts. We have 3 stages. One at the East End, one at Central Ybor, one at the West End. We got a little something for everybody. We got a new band we're really excited about. We think it's a local discovery called Silter. They're from Zephyr Hills.
All right, Zephyr Hills, Silter.
And my wife wanted me to listen to their music, and literally I listened to them. They were very professionally recorded. They got 3 songs out, and I think they're going to release an album the night of Guavawin. So I'm excited. We'd like to help the talent out in this market.
That's a little inside skinny you just shared with our viewers, the thousands of them that are out there. We have another caller.
We sure do.
Caller, we'd like to hear from you. If you're out there, tell us your name and what high school you went to.
This is the Great Pumpkin, Big Pumpkin.
Big Mike's in the house.
This is Big Mike Padrinan from Orlando.
Big Mike.
Our Orlando
Yes,
correspondent.
I'm so excited about the show. It sent a shiver up my rind.
Oh,
Thanks,
great,
Mike. Thanks for being there. I know what high school you went to because you graduated with me at Jefferson.
Yeah, Jefferson 76, got to represent,
There you
got
go.
to do this thing. But I'm going to tell you something, Mr. Terry. I'm so glad you're on the show, and I got a very good friend of mine that actually started the whole Guavawin thing. His name is Mr. Michael Marino. He's watching tonight.
Michael?
Which started at the Cuban Club, and that is it was really instrumental in putting in the Mama Guava Stumble Parade, Anna Tampana, which was Guavawin's queen, and he also managed her for many years. So if you want history, the guys watching, I want to tell them to call in right now. And I know I don't want to take so much time, but I tell you, the whole Guavawin thing has spread and spread. Started at the Cuban Club, first of all, then it went to Ybor Square and had a patio thing. After that was what's the place next door?
Centennial Park?
The darn Cajun place. I can't remember.
Oh, Cafe Creole, the El Pasaje
Cafe
building.
Creole. Then they put the parking lot out there. Then they had stages. And I know because I ran security for Michael Marino back in the day. My dad was president of the Cuban Club and spent much time there. But that guy was the brainchild of him and his brainchild. And it's just, it's amazing how it turned into. And I got to give kudos. And he's like, I talked to him today, and he said, nobody really knows that, Big Mike. I said, you know what? I know it, Michael. And people need to know that because it's part of our whole thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. 25
part
years.
of our culture.
And tremendous deep roots. We know that you're third generation Tampa native. Your parents steeped in the tradition. And, you know, we were of course, we recruited Yortuk and Yorgi to go through the Cuban Club and kind of investigate and kind of look for paranormal activity. They're going to come back with some more reports. So stay tuned for a lot more of that. To be quite sure, Big Pumpkin, they're gonna unveil some fun things in a little while. But listen,
Yeah,
are you gonna make it? Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No,
I have a hard time here.
Your
Go
turn.
ahead.
Your turn.
Hello.
The Ciclo was like a big part because my parents had the roller skating in the back.
Uh-huh.
And of course, my dad was downstairs cleaning the patines
Of
during the day.
course, of course.
And I was all over that place. I mean, on that top floor of the ballroom, I would walk. I don't know if you noticed that big gate on the 4th floor, but I would walk around the balcony. Man, are you kidding me? Well, I would have died. And then, I know the place inside and out.
So you used to roll around up. You used to roll around up there with patinas on. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Oh, brother, I was speed skating champ of the state of Florida. Not for the Cuban Club, for Roll Arena.
Wow.
Over there in Armenia. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Juvenile D division, diaper division.
Big Mike, we need to get you back over here because if there's one thing I want to learn to do before I can't do it anymore is roller skate just a little bit. I mean, I can't even turn. You know how most people turn, foot over foot? Like, I don't do that much.
I can't stop.
And stopping is another thing altogether. If there's a wall close by, I'm in good shape.
Yeah, you just grab the wall.
Yeah. Big
I'm
Mike.
going to tell you something. Yeah. I'm going to tell you something, brother. My son, later, many years later, my son has a skating party. We gave him a skating party, skating rink over here in Orlando. I put a pair of roller skates on. I'm almost wiped out the trophy case. And that's a video to prove it. I got to send that to you. Oh, my God.
For those of us that know Big Mike, he gets his name Big Mike well, and it's apt. It's apropos because Big Mike, I would pay good money to see you up on patines now, brother.
Oh, Biolo, forget if I fall down, I got to crawl to the edge. How embarrassing would that be? Okay.
Let's go with the question of the day.
I love you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, before you go, wait.
I got his Bolita number.
You got his Bolita number. Question of the day, Steve Martin or Dan Aykroyd?
What's that?
Steve Martin or Dan Aykroyd? Your question of the day.
Steve Martin. What a crazy guy. I'm telling you, man, Jose Martin could have done it better himself.
It's a shutout.
So far, you
crazy
don't have any
that's
Dan
what I
Aykroyd
say.
takers? I'm going to have to step up for Dan
yet.
Aykroyd. We've got your number already?
Yes.
Yes, I did. I sent it in.
All right. Thank you, brother.
I just want to chime in for this Guavaween thing. To me, is very near and dear.
Of course.
Very, very good friend of mine.
Michael Marino.
That has absolutely created the whole thing. If you guys ever want to do something on him, you need to look him up.
Mike Marino is following us right now on Facebook.
Is he?
Oh, that's great.
I told him to chime in, but I know you guys have a short segment of this thing, but
well, we'll let you go, so maybe Mike can pick up the phone and give us a call, because I think that one line is probably burning up right about now. Michael, if you're out there, give us a call. Michael Marino. Big Mike, we love you, man. Take care.
Thank you, Big Pumpkin.
Tony, thank you so much for your time. And the princess, tell the princess I love her.
Oh,
I
man.
love you too, Mike.
She's listening. She's listening. Bye-bye, Mike. One of our most ardent fans. He lives in Orlando. He's a Tampa native. Obviously, you heard. He's got the deep
so
roots
connected
here.
to Tampa.
And we're trying to get him over here so we can give him a big old hug. And come over here and see us, Big Mike.
I lived in Winter Park for a little while, and we sent over an ad to the Central Florida campus over there. People don't realize it's the third largest public university in the country, so we're hoping some folks will come to Guavaween from Orlando.
It's only, not even an hour drive.
Yep.
We
got some pictures here.
Let's go to the map.
Some pictures of the Cuban Club.
Look at that picture right there. That's the theater.
Yeah.
And inside that theater, legend has it that there are a couple of friendly ghost apparitions and spirits that every once in a while make an appearance there. Apparently, back in the day, in the 1920s, there were two people that took their own lives. One that took his own life, an actor that hung himself, and a lady who was caught in the crossfire. They got an argument between two gentlemen. One pulled a pistola, and she got the worst of it. So
two board of directors were fighting.
Yep, two board of directors were
that's
fighting.
what happened.
The passion between the Cubans, as you can only imagine. And one of them drew, and look at this photograph right here.
This photo here, this is interesting. This is from Charles Harkness, and this was listed on the Facebook page a while back. He writes, my father-in-law, Don Marti, is third from the left on back row. My wife's grandfathers are to his left, Polo Diaz and Vicente Marti. And my wife's uncles are next one to their left and on the front row to the right. But what a great story. This is actual members of the Cuban Club. I would say probably in the 50s.
Looks like 1950s.
Yeah, 1950s.
40s, 50s.
Yeah,
but a
maybe
great
late
photo.
40s.
Yeah. Steep in tradition, steep in history. I'm a third-generation Tampa native. My grandmother was born here. And that's the magic, I think, of our show more than anything else. We reconnect with all of the people that were from here originally. And Tom, since we've been doing this, you can't imagine, our humble little experiment grew to, our Facebook page grew to 6,000 members.
That's wonderful.
Whenever we have little get-togethers, and we have them quite often, people come out, they share the passion with us. We're trying to reach out to our brothers and sisters that are out there in Brandon, that are in the Port of Tampa. We know they're out there watching, and we want them to call up tonight, because if anybody's got spooky, scary stories,
I'm sure they do.
It's got to be the Port of Tampa. It's got to be Weeden Island. It's got to be up there in Northwest Hillsborough County before it was even Citrus Park, when it was just Citrus Park. And how about everything north of Bush and north, that area up there, what's now Lutz, that's all houses and homes. Hey, y'all are out there calling. I know, because when I was growing up here, I knew there was a troll that lived under the bridge somewhere out there on the highway. So here comes another picture. Let's see what's in store here. Look at this picture. Tell us a little bit about this one, Steve.
This is actually Dan Perez's grandfather.
Dan Perez is our archivist, Tom. He's responsible for most of the history that we pull up here.
Very near and dear to our hearts. He really is.
Good friend.
And this is from the Tampa Cuban Club, Circulo Cubano, 1928. And he writes, this is my grandfather, Alfredo Perez, at age 31. It was founded in 1899 as El Club Nacional Cubano. In honor of the new Republic of Cuba, the society changed its name in 1902 to El Circulo Cubano. And at its peak, it had over 7,000 members. How about that?
And that was a cradle-to-grave. The Italian club had one as well. The German club had one as well. And the Asturianos,
Spanish club
as well. So, that's all part of what's so special about Ybor City. And as you can see, here's another photograph.
How about this
too.
picture?
This is pretty cool.
It looks like fun.
Yep.
Now, this is called the Victory Dance, because right after the war, there was the Victory Bakery, the Victory Theater, and this is the Victory Dance. So a lot of things were renamed Victory in commemoration of the celebration of the actual winning of World War II. But what a fantastic picture, and this is in the courtyard behind the Cuban Club.
Right, where they have the band shell back there.
That's right.
And
That's right.
My parents in the early 50s used to attend dances there, and I'm sure that we've got some folks out there that are watching that if you see that picture and it evokes memories and you want to call in and tell us your memories of attending those functions, that's perfectly okay to do that. And if you have a story about a ghost that you might have seen there, even better. And don't limit yourself to the Cuban Club.
Right.
I have to ask you a question, because I've got a burning question that's been bothering me since I moved back to Tampa in 1999. Part of our show, Tom, is about memories. One of my fondest memories as a little guy was riding the city bus with my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, to go to Ybor City to see my paternal grandmother, who lived on 14th Street and 28th Avenue. And then, of course, we would take the little walk, or we would walk up the street to go to 7th Avenue, walk all around. We'd go to sometimes lunch at the Columbia or at La Alegria restaurant. We'd stop by Tata Valdez, which was a jeweler. My grandmother always had things to do there. And, there was so much happening there. What happened? Because I see now that there are street signs there on 7th Avenue that looks to me like it's trying to say La Septima, but there's a P missing in those signs. Can you please help me with that?
That is a long-standing difference of opinion, is that...
what happened?
It's interesting. Apparently the vernacular here was a combination, as I've been told, of Spanish and Italian. And so La Septima is, without the P, which is the Spanish, it's the Ybor vernacular. A lot of things were merged here between the Italian community and the Spanish community. And so you have some unique situations, and people have argued that it's not spelled right in Spanish, but it is the way it was called, because I had Vicente Martinez Ybor tell me that's the way it was, and that's the way it's going to stay. It's not a mistake.
Interesting.
And we actually fought that battle about 3 or 4 years ago, and I, as the chamber exec, championed the leadership from that era where that was established. So you don't change history just because it's incorrect.
So you're hard by that fact. It's going to remain Septima.
Absolutely, and the name of our newsletter at the chamber is La Septima. Yes, without
the P. Then I'll have to honor my grandparents and still call it La Septima. Because
absolutely.
As a Spanish speaker myself, I don't know where the P went.
Yep.
I really don't. So okay, we'll agree to disagree.
That's how I see it.
La Septima, as it would be. You mean to tell me that Yorgi and Yortuk are back?
They're back.
Oh, this has got to be
You should ask them this question.
I think I will next time I see them. Let's see what they're up to this time.
Yorgi, look at this picture over here. This is most interesting picture. Do you know what this picture is, Yorgi?
No, Yortok, what is it?
This is the first board of directors for the Cuban Club. Look at the date on that picture, Yorgi.
1917.
And you know what else is interesting?
No.
Look at the top. The second man on the top. That last name is very familiar, Yorgi. Can you see it?
I can see it, Yortok. It says Nunez.
I wonder if he's related to that boy that does the Tampa Native show. But what's wrong with this picture, Yorgi?
There's no American foxes on the picture.
There's no foxes, and why do we know? What's wrong with that? We need foxes, Yorgi. Why do we need foxes?
Because, as you know, we are two wild and crazy guys.
Yorgi, I'm thirsty. Let's go get something to drink.
Let's go, Yortok.
Come on.
Let's go.
Those
guys are funny.
Wild and wacky guys. I can't wait to see what they're up to next. We've got a caller. Stay with us a little bit longer if you don't
That's
mind,
fine.
Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and tell us what high school you went to. Tell us your name, and there's a little delay.
Echo.
Yep. Caller?
Okay. Hello, Mario, Steve, and Tom. This is Louise calling. How are you?
Hey, Louise. Wow, good to hear from you. Wow, that's great.
This is what we call a long-time, first-time.
Rodriguez.
A long-time fan viewer, first-time caller.
That's
Hi,
right.
Louise.
Yeah. Hey, it's great to see your show. And
Good.
I was looking forward to a Halloween. Hi. Anyways, I was calling to say I was looking forward to Dr. Paul and
Don't say that.
That's two. That's two.
activity, but the Russian guys made up for it.
Thank you.
good.
Thank
Okay,
you.
okay.
Thank you. They're actually Czechoslovakian, but if the accent is really close, because I
That's
think
my
they were
accent.
actually near the Russian border where they were raised. But listen, you've made one Steve Canella very happy by missing Dr. Paul. Thank you for that.
Well, you know, I love you guys. You both are great. You guys are so awesome at what you do.
Thanks, Louise.
We appreciate
That's awesome.
it.
That's great.
We're loving what we do. So, you know,
It's our passion,
we're going to
really, so.
continue to do it as long as we can. And thank you for being such a big fan. And we hope to see you at our next event.
And Louise, it's people like you that make it special for us, too. So
true.
you make it
Thank you.
successful.
Thank you so much. I just had to call and say hello. I was watching you guys.
How's the feed,
Thanks
darling?
for calling in, Louise.
How's the feed? Are you listening? Can you hear us and see us real well?
I can see you pretty well, but you're kind of like the voices are coming in at a different time frame.
Are they? Okay. Okay.
Little
maybe,
delay.
Maybe I should slow down or Steve should slow down.
Or I should speed up.
Either one. Either one.
It doesn't matter. Who cares? You guys, you're amazing. I love what you're doing, and thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you, Louise.
Before you go away from us, Steve Martin or Dan Aykroyd?
Steve Martin.
Okay.
Yep,
It's 4-0
hands
right
down
now.
so
Okay.
far.
And your Bolita,
Hands down, Steve Martin. He's
Yep.
up to the bomb.
and your Bolita number?
Lolita number 5.
5.
Oh, she's going down the low side here. Okay.
Thank you, Louise. We appreciate you being there for us all the time. We know you're one of our best fans too, darling.
Also, and best regards to the 15-minute girl.
Thank you,
That's
sweetie. Best regards to you. I'm glad we got you called in tonight.
Oh,
So
you're
good to hear from you.
welcome. You guys take care. We'll see you soon, okay?
Thank you, darling.
Thanks,
Thank you
Louise.
so much. See, that's how
Bye-bye.
it goes for us each and every week.
We get goosebumps.
And
cool.
And tonight,
Yeah.
you know, we have different callers, so it's even more exciting for us because we have our stable of callers, and then, you know, tonight we're going off that beaten path, Tom.
All right, we
It's
have some
great.
more photos.
Let's bring
Let's
them
take a
up.
look at them.
Absolutely.
Let's see what we have here. Oh, this is, okay, now. Tampa Theater. This is getting a little scary now.
Well, you know, we're going to the dark side.
Wait, this is,
we're a little dark side.
Well, you know, actually, rumor has it. This is picture number 5. Look at this. Okay. I got a little information here about the old Tampa
Read
Theater.
that, Stevie. Read
yeah.
that.
And this is, okay, a young man in the 1940s, not in his 40s, but in the 1940s, started working there. His job was running the projector. He loved his job and worked until his death. Employees have heard footsteps and chains in the deserted hallways behind the stage and have seen someone in the projector room even when no one was up there at the time. Also reports of something grabbing workers by the neck. How about that? That's pretty.
Okay, the neck is a
pretty
little
spooky.
bit too spooky. The leg would be okay, even the shoulder. But I think getting grabbed by
the neck?
By the neck is a little bit above and beyond.
That would make the hair on my neck stand up.
And how about this picture right here?
That's another view. Look at that. That's the actual lobby.
Well, you know, you
right?
have to figure whenever there's a building that's been in existence, the Cuban Club is going to celebrate 100 years on the 17th. So we're about 6 years away from that. But some of these buildings are coming up on 100 years. And the Tampa Theater is one. The Falk Theater is another
That's
one
another
that's
one.
reputed
We
to
have a picture of that, too.
Yeah, the Falk Theater. So, you know, all of these old buildings that are on La Septima or La Septima. as Tom would have you know, some of those, you know, you have been there.
Oh, absolutely.
Those old brick buildings have been there
And
since.
look at this
time
mezzanine
immemorial.
with the furnishings.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's because it's in black and white, but it definitely has a creepy effect. And this on
so
almost all
beautiful,
houses.
though.
It's
But
beautiful.
It is.
It's beautiful, but I wouldn't want to be there at night by myself.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't even want to be in the Cuban Club at night by
No.
myself. Now, I would like to be there on New Year's Eve with about 200 of my closest friends.
That may happen.
Now, that may be fun.
Look at this, another
about-
picture of the interior.
Now, is that the Tampa Theater or
Yeah.
is
This
that
is
the
still-
Addams Family
this
house?
is still-
That's a Tampa Theater.
Okay, I'm
Well,
just
I don't see
double
Lurch in this picture.
I'm
though.
just double checking. That's pretty neat, though.
That is awesome. Now here's the theater. This is taken from the mezzanine, looking out at the stage.
Yeah.
Have you been on that stage before, Stevie?
Never have.
I have been on that stage.
Have you really?
Yeah, I've been on that stage before. It's kind of cool. And backstage where they have the dressing rooms and the dressing area.
And the organ comes out of the stage floor. That's really cool.
It's really just one of those places that, you know, they have tours there that you can, of course, you can go through and see the tours. And the city of Tampa does. And you know what I was just thinking? Why don't we have a Tampa Natives event there one day?
I think
maybe
we
can
should.
have
We can
maybe
do that.
we can have some fun movies.
It's only
Like,
appropriate.
like maybe the old Don Knotts movies.
Or Spanky in Our Game.
That's good. Perfect.
You know, Saturday
Oh,
the kids
yeah.
shows. The kids
Yeah,
shows.
all the ones we want to see.
Okay, we're going to go out on a limb right now. We're going to say, for those of you that are watching at home, and we know you're there, if you think that's a good idea, show of hands, please. Show of hands. Hello. Okay, very good. And write us, send the 15-minute girl an email. Just let her know we're all for that. And if you guys put something together on a Saturday, we will show up and in numbers, because then we'll call the Tampa Theater and see if we can't book the Tampa
We
Theater.
can organize that on Facebook.
And you can also send us an email. Stevie, give them that address.
That's show@tampanatives.com.
show@tampanatives.com.
Mark, just a reminder, too,
Yes.
for all the people watching tonight. If you know of any place that's haunted in Tampa, please call in, or if you had a personal experience with a ghost. A close encounter.
Or somebody,
oh, look,
or
it worked.
somebody that's just ghostly.
A close encounter of the whatever kind.
Caller, we know you're there. We'd love to hear from you. So tell us your name and what high school you went to.
My high school is Tampa Tech, and it bounced.
I know who this is.
Oh, Oli.
Oli Gonzalez.
Oli Gonzalez.
How about that?
Are you back in town or are you still in Miami?
No, I'm back in town. They
Good.
canceled that show, you know.
Did they? Oh, were you
Yeah.
working? Were you working on
Charlie's
Angels. Angels.
Charlie's Angels.
Oh, I knew you were working on Charlie's Angels. I didn't think it was because they also canceled the Playboy Club. So, oh wow, Oli, I'm sorry to
They
hear
were
that.
both on the same network. It was a bad time slot on Thursday night, you know.
Probably going
Yeah.
up against the Tampa Native
I
show.
know,
I can
that's
understand why.
Yeah, Charlie's Angels. No comparison at all.
Oli, we're so happy that you're back with us, partner. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Listen,
it's good to be back in Tampa, I tell you that, compared to living over there. That was awful.
little rough down there. The traffic is tough, and there's a lot of folks down there, and it's just not
Oh,
home.
the traffic's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Just not
Good to
home.
be home. I didn't know you guys had something going at Amarillo's. I didn't have nothing to do. I would have gone by there.
Listen,
darn.
don't worry
Next
because
Wednesday.
here's the good news.
It's going to be a regular thing.
Right.
Here's the good news, Oli. In about 7 days, another Wednesday's coming around. So if you're in town
Again?
on Wednesday,
Oh, there's going to be one next week.
Every week.
Every week.
Every week.
Yeah.
every week,
And it's
All right,
$4.99
well.
all day, every Wednesday.
every Wednesday.
That'd be good. I'll go on Wednesdays then.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
gonna
that's
try.
the day.
We're gonna try to fill that place standing room only over there.
Yeah, I'll help.
Thank you, Oli. Thank you. And
Oh, we got to get his info.
yeah,
Bolita number.
we've got to get your Bolita number and the question of the day. So tell us your question. The question of the day is Steve Martin or Dan Aykroyd.
Who is your favorite?
And Aykroyd.
Ah,
First
Okay.
hand.
He just did that on purpose.
I'm gonna go with Aykroyd too. I told everybody, you know, although Steve Martin is wonderful, he is one, but I got
And my number is 28.
28.
Is that your old number?
Thank you, Oli. It bounced. We
All right,
appreciate
man.
you, brother. Thanks so much. Great to hear from you.
All right, good to hear from you guys.
See
Bye-bye.
you soon.
You know, when our callers call in, it's like hearing from family.
Oh, yeah,
That's,
really
that's
is
the
impressive.
Other,
yeah.
that's the other thing, and we've been doing this since September 1st of last year. We've had breaks in between. This is probably about our 35th or 36th show, and we've had events. We've had a New Year's Eve party. We had a couple of Tampa Bay Rays
Right.
events where we had games. Went to the games as a big group, 30, 40 of us. So loyal fans, and they're showing up.
Yeah.
Oli works in the movie industry. He's a driver and a union driver, and consequently, he's been down in Miami for about the last
About
four to
6 months, I believe. Yeah.
about 4 to 6 months.
Oh.
And the show he was working on, you heard, was canceled, so he's back in town.
Well,
All right,
Yeah.
are you ready?
We're connecting with our fans.
We're going.
I'm ready. Where are you going next?
We're going back to the Cuban Club because I understand.
Not those guys again.
Yeah, we understand Yorgi and Yortuk The last we heard from them, Tom, I think they were getting ready to have a drink.
Well, this ought to be good.
All right, so let's see if they get that drink or not. Here we go.
Jordan, look, it's American Fox. George, I love American Foxes. Let's get a drink.
You want drink?
You got drink? What drink you have?
Only one kind drink. Vodka.
Oh, yes. Vodka. Just like in Czechoslovakia. I love vodka.
One drink. Excuse me. I must speak to my brother in Czechoslovakian.
Bogen sprechen Kreisen, but a Prazin, a Stun.
Kiś wasz moje amerykański? Kevoś najda perinski? Check card? Oh, Georgie, where did she go?
George, I don't know.
Drink. That was a good drink. Because, you know, after all, we're two wild and crazy guys. Oh, no. Georgie, look.
Yes.
Let's go see what she's
Let's go, Yortuk.
American Foxes.
I want to see the show, Yortuk.
Let's see what she has to do.
Find American Fox. Hello.
Hello, American Fox.
You need ticket?
Georgie, she's gone again. But she left us the tickets.
Oh, good.
Let's go see the show.
Let's go.
Cuban Club Theater.
We see some
Cuban
fine
Club.
American.
Oh my!
How about
Those
those guys?
fellas are just having a whale of a good time.
Out
And
of
you know
control.
what? I have a sneaky suspicion that there was probably something in that shot that they were drinking because.
Just a suspicion?
Yeah, just a suspicion. All right, Tom. Listen, is there anything else we need to know about Guava Ween this week? Where do we park? How do we get there? Give us the skinny. Yeah, what do we wear?
Bottom line, that's a great question. The bottom line, this year's theme is be a superhero.
Okay.
And we have Guava Girl out on all the billboards coming into town.
All
and she's the archetypal new wave super person, which is, we want people to come in costume. It's always better when you come in costume. In fact, recently we were voted the best people watching area in town by Creative Loafing. That's a new one. We always get best party district, but the best place to watch people is Ybor City, and the best night to do it is Guava Ween.
Street level.
Absolutely.
Get in there and mix it up.
You got to get down and mix it up. Even if you have a balcony somewhere,
Right.
We treasure our balconies. They're like NFL boxes,
I would imagine so.
Oh, yeah. So you get out of the fray if you want to inside, have a little base camp, bring your folks, hang out.
Nice.
Come early for dinner. It's a nice thing to do. And it's really, it's something that a lot of adults are participating in. We get people from all over the country who move to this area, and they're used to that. They want that urban experience that Ybor offers, and they come down in costume. And we had a couple ladies last year that were in their 70s. I mean, it's a very broad spectrum kind of entertainment, and
awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you sharing that information with our viewers. We hope that many Tampa Native show fans show up this weekend for Guava Ween. Thank you, Tom, for being here.
Well, I appreciate it, and I'm with Dan Aykroyd.
We'll see you again. We'll see you again. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Be a superhero on October 29th at Guava Ween in Ybor City. Enjoy a night of fun, fantasy, food, and festivities, all while dressed up in your favorite costume. Watch a full-blown parade complete with beads, costume characters, and of course floats. Take part in the Creative Costume Contest now with more prizes than ever. Listen to national and local musical acts on 3 stages with something for everyone's taste. There is plenty of entertainment, whether you're a seasoned Guava alumni or a first-timer. Purchase advanced discount tickets for only $12 at ybor.org. Presented by Subtira.
Hi, everybody. Mario Nunez here, co-host of the Tampa Native Show. We're sitting here in the showroom of Larman Furniture, established in 1931. This year, about to celebrate its 80th anniversary. And I'd like to introduce to you at this time Jimmy Calomares. Jimmy is the owner of Larman Furniture and member of the family for a long time. And we'd like to say thank you, Jimmy. And how are you today?
Thank you. Fine. Doing wonderful.
Doing good?
Yeah.
Why don't you take a minute and maybe tell some of the folks that haven't heard the story, a little bit about Larman Furniture.
Well, Larman was started in 1931 with my wife's grandfather, and he and a partner. It was called Friday Larman.
Okay.
Initially, and then
Mr. Friday was the other gentleman?
Mr. Friday was the other gentleman.
Okay.
And then in, I believe it was 1955, Mr. Friday wanted to get out, and then that's when my father-in-law, Curtis Larman,
Okay.
got in the business and bought his share out, and they had the business until my wife's grandfather wanted to get out.
Sure.
His name
At
was
some point,
Rupert.
everybody tries to get out
Yeah.
at some point.
So, and then once he got involved, Curtis Larman got involved, the business started growing, and because they had their hard times. They started during the Depression.
Of course, 31.
So, and then once my father-in-law got involved, he grew it, and then my sister-in-law Cheryl had gotten involved. And then 5 years later is when I was asked to see if I wanted to join the company, and 20 years later, you know.
What a wonderful family legacy. So once again, Jimmy, let me just say on behalf of the Tampa Native Show and all of our fans, thank you so much to you and to the Larman family for stepping up and being one of our first sponsors here in this this new show with Tampa Digital. Thank you so much.
Mario, thank you. We're excited about it. Whether you're a Tampa business or doing business in Tampa, we just thought it was a natural fit. We're Tampa natives, and we're just excited to be part of this wonderful sponsorship, and we look forward to the relationship.
Thank you again. So for Jimmy Calamares, this is Mario Nunez sitting inside the lovely showroom of Larman Furniture. Been here since 1931, celebrating this year 80 years in business. Talk about Tampa natives. So on behalf, again, of the Tampa Native Show, this is Mario Nunez saying salute and happy days.
We're having a bunch of fun now.
Aren't we?
Listen, yeah, absolutely. The 15-minute girl, while we were on that little break, gave us some numbers. We're frantically trying to catch up. And we love this new system because, you know, we are totally interactive here at Tampa Digital Studios. Absolutely. And one of the fascinating parts about that is that we get the information in real time, and it's coming at us fast and furious. Last week, you saw some of that issue at play. We're going to work through those challenges because we've got a new wrinkle that we're going to introduce perhaps as early as next week, having to do with that Bolita Ball function on our website.
Exciting.
What we're thinking about doing, Stevie, would you like to tell them what we're thinking about doing?
We're going to have it's actually a program within the website. It's not really a program, it's more or less a list. You have, starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon of the day of the show, you can pick the numbers. There's only going to be 75 to choose from. And so when those fill up, that's it, it's full. So you want to get it logged on early as possible, claim your number, and you'll be set for the evening show.
Yeah, we're thinking 4 o'clock, maybe the day of the show, or maybe even 4 o'clock the day before the show. We'll announce that on the website. Right. We're still working on how we're going to plan it out, but just know this: you'll have your list, your charla numbers there, so that those of us like myself, Stevie,
the dream list.
Yeah, the dream list. If you're superstitious, you happen to dream that night with a spider. And then you wake up and you go to your charla list and you realize the spider represents the number 27.
Or moon is 17.
So you want to play that number that week. That's how you do it. Now, first come, first serve. So you get in there, you pick your number, that number gets blocked out, and we know then in real time, okay, all these numbers are taken. When you call in and give us your number, it'll be a little bit easier for us. Plus, we want you to go to that website and take a look around because the website is fabulous. It's completely interactive. All of our old shows are there archived. So if you missed our first show with Arch Deal, it's there. And of course, this show will be there next week, probably by Saturday. You'll be able to see this show again.
It would be nice if they could fill out the questionnaire so that we could hear more and see more about our fans.
That's a good point, 15-minute girl.
Find out some fun facts about them.
That's
like
right.
We did.
You know,
it's real easy.
that is precisely why we have the 15-minute girl on set.
Is that one of the reasons?
That's one of the many reasons.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you, darling, for picking up the slack there on that. Because she's right. She's right.
She's 100% right. And that adds to our interactivity of the show and a blog too. Don't forget that.
Well, now we know that. Let's see. Jortak and Georgi have purchased their tickets to go into the theater. Let's see what happens now that they're entering the theater that we know has paranormal activity.
I can't wait to see this.
Guys, let's see.
It's got to be good.
Come on, Georgi. Look at these seats right here. Wow. Georgi, this place is kind of nice.
I'm scared, Yortuk.
Oh, there's no reason to be scared.
Yortuk, Yorgi, come to the stage.
Yortuk, I'm afraid to go to the stage. I have stage fear.
In Amerikanski, it's stage fright, but there's no reason to be afraid. No reason to be afraid. But maybe we should go to the stage. Come on,
go.
Yorgi.
Let's go.
Oh, scared. Yorgi. Hey, Yorgi. It's kind of scary up here.
I'm afraid, Yortuk.
Time to dance.
Yortuk, how can we dance if we don't have music? We have music.
Time to go, Yorgi. Time to go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Those guys are kind of funny, aren't they?
The more I see them, the more I like them. They're fun-loving guys.
Two wild and scary
Two
guys.
wild and very, very scary guys.
Especially with those outfits.
But listen, I mean, has anybody noticed the footwear? Because to me, the footwear,
That
it
sticks out.
sets everything
Like a
off.
sore thumb.
That and the hat.
It makes
That
you a
and the
lot
hat.
taller, too.
Well, hold on.
And what was on that guy's, the back of his hat?
I don't know. Looked like a tag.
I think he left the tag on.
Looked like a tag. Well, callers, if you're out there, pick up the phones, give us a call, tell us your spooky ghost stories because we know you have them.
Everybody
Steve,
does.
Give them that number one more time. There it is.
That number is 813, area code, as we all know, 526-0816. And we have some more pictures coming up. We have a couple more here.
Absolutely.
From the Falk Theater. Chuck, let's bring those up.
And we know the Falk Theater has
They had, actually have a story here about that.
Please.
In fact, this was actually, before it was the Falk, it was the Park Theater. But we have an interior photo as well. But here's an interesting story about that. It was believed to be haunted by Bessie Snavely. And in her time, it was the Park Theater. Bessie Snavely was an actress whose dressing room was on the 3rd floor of the theater. And this is where she hung herself.
Oh, my.
I don't know the year.
That seems to be a theme. Someone hung themselves at the
Tampa, at the
Cuban Club, too.
Cuban Club as well. Look at that picture there.
There's the interior there. But that's
What-
another.
And what is it? What is it? Is it the drama? Is it the fact that the stage, as it were, has all of those trappings? The light riggings, which
That's a good question.
Make it easier.
Good
Make
question.
it easier to.
Yeah.
To accomplish that task, if that's something that makes any sense to anybody, I think you
just
got to
don't
be
know.
really despondent and really desperate to do
Absolutely.
that. But at least for the most part, those spirits that we encounter, they're not full of malice. They don't have any bone to pick with anybody. They just
They leave pennies everywhere.
well.
that's a good story.
And darling, tell us,
Oh, my
because I've
goodness.
got a story that I want to share too. But darling, tell us your story as
That
first.
was what I experienced when we went to the Cuban Club. I found little brand new pennies all over the place, and
And what was interesting about the pennies, as it
what was
turns out?
interesting is we were told they don't carry any change at all, just bills at the Cuban Club. So someone is leaving little shiny pennies everywhere,
Yeah, that's
which is kind of cool.
And we saw one that night. How about that?
We saw one
In the
that
theater?
night. We saw two that day
Yeah.
when we were there
The first
scouting.
morning we
when we were
went,
there
we saw
scouting
it.
the facility for Yortuk and Yorgi because we knew they were coming in. Their flight arrived at about 2:30 that afternoon. But about 11 that morning, we were there doing some scouting. Now, Steve, did you have a close encounter of kind of a spooky kind? Because I'll tell mine when you get finished with you.
Yeah, I did. I did, Mario. It's actually very creepy. This happened about 15 years ago. I was living in a townhome, small townhome, and I went out that night with some friends. Came home about 1 in the morning. Wasn't tired, so I sat down on the sofa just to read a book that I had, and I heard a big crash from behind the wall, which led to the hallway and then the master bedroom behind that wall. And my cat came running out 100 miles an hour. I kind of got mad thinking, now what did he do now? I thought he knocked something over in the closet. So I go in the master bedroom, and nothing was out of place. The closet doors were closed. I opened them, nothing there. So kind of a little nervous at that point, so I came back out into the main living room, sat down on the sofa again, and picked up my book and started reading. And then all of a sudden I heard 3 pounds. I mean, not bangs, but loud pounds on the wall right behind my ear, right behind my head. And the book went one way, and I went the other way. I went straight out the front door. And now here's the funny part. It was terrifying, though. The funny part, I slammed the door shut. I got enough courage to go back and lock it. I had my keys with me in my pocket. And drove over to my parents' house at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And had to get my mother to come back with me, 35-year-old man, to go check out, make sure there's no ghosts in the house. I was that scared. It was that horrifying. But Very scary evening. I don't know what that was, but it was right behind my ear.
Well, I'll tell you my story. My story, it's a little less scary. It's, you know what, spirits, as they manifest themselves, sometimes depending on the circumstances, leading them to their, I guess, their state of animation between here and there, and sometimes they are practical jokers, and they like to drop things and push things over and scare us. But then other times, spirits can be like guardian angels. You know, we have those as well that are there kind of on our shoulder and looking over to make sure that we stay out of harm's way. Well, mine involves my son, my oldest born. He was probably about 16 months. He was sitting in the playpen just a few feet away from me. The 15-minute girl was on the couch in the other room. And I'm busy on the table doing some busy work. And I noticed that he's sitting in his playpen. And he's sitting and he's got building blocks, you know, little alphabet blocks. He's got them in front of him and he's stacking those blocks. And he can't stack any, he's 16 months, he can't stack any more than 3 of them without the blocks falling over. And he's entertaining himself and he's playing and he's entertaining himself. And he got quiet for a couple of minutes. I'm not paying any mind. The next thing I know, I hear him and he giggles. And he got my attention. And I looked over at him. And he's standing on the playpen like Kilroy was here with his little nose sticking over in his eyes, and he's looking at me and he's laughing. And as soon as I see him and I look, I see that he's got about 10 blocks stacked. And of course, as soon as I see the blocks, they all fall. But what's amazing to me was, how was he able to stack 10 blocks when he couldn't stack 3, and then pull himself up standing and walk over and look at me? I just have to believe that his little guardian angel was standing there with his or her finger on the blocks, and then, of course, let them fall. And we had another experience, and Stevie, we had this just happened to us last week on the show. And I get goosebumps telling that story.
I've got them already from your story.
Last week on the show, for those of you that watched when we were at the firehouse, if you go back, as I did it this morning, if you go back and you watch the show again at the 48-minute mark, 48 minutes, 30 seconds, somewhere in there, listen as Mayor Buckhorn is talking to us. All of a sudden you hear a boom. You hear a thud.
Big thump.
And if you look, Jamie Urso, who's sitting to my right, he turns to me and he mouths the word ghost. And then I come back and I say, you know, Mayor, if these walls could talk, I'm sure the stories we'd hear, and I'm sure there's a friendly ghost or two. And then you hear Steve say, yeah, I think we just heard one. There was a big suitcase, case that, you know, you travel with when you travel with tripods and cameras. And for no reason that anyone on the set could determine, the case just fell over.
With no one near it. And what made it interesting was everybody in the studio, there was a lot of people there that night, they all looked at the suitcase with like an amazement in their face. Yeah. And it was creepy.
I figured that it was probably one of the stable horses, one of the fire horses that was just nudging that bag over with its nose just to kind of let us know that it was there.
Could be.
Boys?
Yes, darling?
I have something to say.
Yes?
We're so glad we've had this time together just to share a laugh or sing a song. But there's only 15 minutes left to go, boys. So you better move the show along.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's great.
That's very
awesome.
nice. Thank you, darling. Thank you. You've been working on that all week. I had no idea.
Oh.
That looked really easy.
Well, let me see if I might be able. Stevie, maybe we can come. Yeah, maybe we can come up with a little answer to that next week or some weeks down the road.
Absolutely.
That was lovely. That was lovely. Well,
these guys are coming back?
They're coming back for more?
Oh, no.
There's more. Oh, you never know what these two are going to be doing. Let's see what they've got before we go to our Bolita drawing.
Look at this room, Yorgi. So many memories. And you know, there are people in this room too, Yorgi. If these walls could talk, I wonder how many American foxes were in this room.
Dortuk, I don't want the walls to talk. I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid, Yorgi. This is the most fun room in the building. Look at how many people could be in this room. We should have a party in here.
There could be a lot of American foxes in this room.
Let's tell those boys at the Tampa Native Show all about this room.
We got to tell them.
Do you know, Yorgi, I wonder just what kind of music they listened to back when the American foxes were.
Yoto, that's a good question. No. Who?
Yorgi! Party! Time to go.
Let's go.
As you can tell, you know, next time I'm sure when we contact Yortuk and Yorgi, the price is going to go up
And
because those two guys are pretty good.
First time we've seen this too.
Yeah, first time we've seen it, and well, we can't contain ourselves. That's pretty good stuff. What a wonderful job of editing. All right. Should we go to our Bolita drawing?
We got to do it. Everyone's waiting for that.
All right, let's go to our Bolita drawing.
Got a bunch of numbers again.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of numbers.
It's unbelievable. Keep them coming, guys.
Yep, and if they're listening, we've got a couple more minutes left. So if you're out there and you just want to pick up that phone, there's a phone line open. Give us a call now. We've got time, and we'll take your call.
Operators are standing by.
We want to talk to you. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and see if we can't pick a winner. And what are they going to win this week? Let's show them.
Yes.
Tell them what they won, Johnny. Here we go. Don't pick that ball. Open up that. Open up that.
Yeah, open you have trouble opening
Yeah, I never have any luck opening that. This week's winner is going to win this fabulous Tampa Native shirt. Now, I thought it might be a nice little surprise if we would sign this shirt for you. But so far, the consensus opinion on this particular set is, well, maybe we don't want to sign it because maybe they don't want to wear it. There we go.
Right. They just
Maybe they just want to have it to wear it. Well, maybe we'll still sign it anyway. All right.
Okay.
Let's go. Tampa Native shirt. And oh, by the way, winner, we'll see you next Wednesday at Amaryllis, okay? That's how you get your shirt, unless, of course, you're out of the state, and then we'll mail it to you.
Arroz blanco con huevos fritos.
That's all he knows. That's all he knows how to say. Are you ready?
I'm fluent in arroz blanco con
All right,
huevos.
right there. Hold it up
we
so
go.
they can see that number right there in that camera.
All right, let's do this. Oops. Hang on. Here we go.
And the number is?
The number, can you see it? Number, is that a 9?
Looks like a single digit.
Is it? It's either 9 or have it upside down. It's a 6.
Can you read it?
No,
That's the question.
it's a B. It's B9 because these are bingo balls after all. So it is a 9.
It is a 9. Okay,
Lucky
good.
number 9.
Okay.
You see
I
a
think
number
we
there?
had a 9.
Closest
The
to without. I don't think
closest?
we had a 9, but I see a 7.
Without going
We
over?
do have a 9. Look at my list.
Look at Sally's list.
All right, darling. Let me put on my
minute drill.
glasses so that I can do that. See, this is why we're going to have that Bolita function on the.
Keep it organized. Oh, we do have a 9.
Ding, 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 ding. Ladies and gentlemen,
How about
9
that?
on the money.
On the nose.
Big Mike Padrina, and you're going to be happy to know the winner this week is Mike Marino.
How about that?
Michael Marino,
What a
the gentleman
coincidence.
who we can lay a lot of credit to
Right.
for having
Halloween.
started
How
Halloween.
apropos.
How spectacular. Mike Marino, where are you? Are you in Tampa? If you're out there still, give us a call.
We
We'd
have
like to
time.
know if you are in Tampa, maybe you can meet us next Wednesday. We'd love to meet you in person and present you with your shirt. That's pretty cool. You know, that happens to us
You know,
a
I
lot.
was going to say,
It
the
does.
strangest things happen with this Bolita
really
drawing.
does.
It's the
Yeah.
most bizarre thing.
Yeah, we get first-time callers, and typically those first-time callers come
Yeah.
out. Well, that's good. I love that. I love that
Tell them
about
what
our
happened
show.
last week with Jamie Urso, with the Bolita.
Oh, he picked his
How about that?
his daughter's number.
Yeah.
And we were nervous
Yeah.
because if he picked his other daughter's
It looked
number,
kinda
we
bad.
were gonna, the fix was definitely going to be in.
Exactly.
So let me go real quick to make sure that we haven't left anything out. Any announcements that we have to? We have to once again say to Sherry, who's out
Right.
there, because we've got one more clip, I believe. Yeah, we have one more clip that we need to get to.
If you need any kind of costume at all, go to Sherry's Yesterdays. They have everything.
still have
and
time.
she's really, really nice.
She's wonderful, wonderful lady. It's a vintage clothing store, and as you can see, you know, the Yortuk and Yorgi were in their fabulous 70s plaid and paisley and Nick and Huckapoo and platform shoes.
And
but
she's on Florida Avenue, right just south of Hillsborough.
one block south of Hillsborough, on
south.
the east side of the road. Please go see.
Yep.
Yep.
And go to the website, tampanativeshow.com, click on sponsors, and you can actually link directly to her website.
Pretty good stuff.
Very good,
Well,
very good.
Let's go. We got one more clip coming up from those two.
Those guys again?
Those two fabulous guys at the Cuban Club. Let's see what they're up to. I think I know what this one's all about.
Wild and crazy guys.
Yeah, let's see what they got.
Yortuk Festrunk here, on behalf of my brother Georgi, who was last seen running down 7th Avenue. I'm standing with Mr. Alan Lopez. Alan, thank you so much for letting us in this wonderful building tonight. Tell us a little bit about yourself and about this building.
Well, the Cuban Club was founded in 1899. This building was rebuilt after the fire from the original building in 1917. I'm the executive director here at the Cuban Club, and we're an event venue. We do weddings, quinces, concerts, you name it, we do it here at the Cuban Club.
And tell us a little bit about this wonderful, what is this?
Well, this is the original safe. We used to have over 5,000 members, and they used to pay us weekly dues, and the money used to be kept in the safe.
This is original to the building. You know, you mentioned earlier we should have an event here. What do you think?
I think we should have a New Year's Eve party.
Party? Will there be any American foxes there?
Not some American foxes.
On behalf of my good friend, Jorge, my brother, have you seen? Jorge's gone. We don't know where he is. And Babushka, darling, who served us those wonderful drinks at the bar. And this is my friend, Alan Lopez. We want to say, do it with me, Alan. Salud.
And happy days.
And happy days.
1999 times.
And now it's time to dance.
Whatever happened to Yorgi? Did they find him?
The last time they saw Yorgi, he was running down La Septima. We don't know where he went.
He jumped right out of his shoes.
He jumped out. Both of them did. It was kind of a scary place.
That was.
Well, what a wonderful building that is. And listen,
Beautiful place.
For those that have been asking us what we're going to do for our Halloween masquerade soiree, we did have to postpone it. We did have to actually cancel it. But fear not, because rumor has it that there may be a New Year's Eve party in the works. So if that's the case, we will get that out there ASAP. No Halloween soiree this time around, but perhaps a New Year's party that might even be more fun.
And that will make up for it.
Yeah, we're working with Mr. Lopez, and we think that we might be able to do something at that very historic and wonderful building.
And we want to thank Alan, too, for his patience that night. And
It was wonderful.
He's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Alan.
Yeah, he opened his doors to us, his heart to us, and even his liquor cabinet. At one point, Alan was there with us, and what a great... Alan, if you're out there watching, thank you, brother. We appreciate you. We appreciate you so much. Stevie, anything else that you can think of that I've left out?
Mark, I think you've covered most of it. And thank all of our sponsors for being there with us. And without you, we wouldn't be here. So thank you so much.
Yep, our sponsor. And if you're familiar with our sponsors, you can go to our website,
TampaNativeShow.com, and click on the sponsors link. You'll see some on the front as well, but click on sponsors link, and all the logos link directly to their websites.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would just like to say that mostly tonight everybody was hooked up really good. Everybody could hear everything. We had lots of good comments about the show, and they thought the guys were great.
Oh, that's great to hear.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Because you know what? We love doing that stuff.
We do.
And we've got big kudos to the team that was out there, to Alex and to Matt, for doing what you guys did to put that together and bring all those laugh tracks in there and make us look really, really, really good.
The whole Tampa Digital team.
And Chuck for hanging in there with us last night. We stayed up late, actually Monday night, we stayed up late to do that.
15-minute girl, were there any comments on those two guys, Yorgi and Yorta?
They love you.
Okay,
They
cool.
love them. Excuse me.
Okay,
yes.
very
No, they loved the idea. They said, I think Mike McCall said this was the best show so far, and that those guys were great.
We saw Mike today at Amaryllis.
Yes, we saw Mike today. And thanks, Mike, for driving in from Seffner to be with us there. So I think we can pat ourselves on the back. The technical team did an excellent job. Everybody on the other side of that fabulous door over there working it. Sarah, thanks for letting us know which cameras that we were supposed to look at tonight.
Thank you, Sarah.
On behalf of Steve Canella, the 15-minute girl, I'm Mario Nunez, and we look forward to being here again with you next week. Until then, salud.
Salud.
And happy days. We love you, Tampa. See you soon.
Thank you.
That's a wrap.
I'll tell you the truth. Remember, this guy, you meet him, he blows your head. This guy knows everything. He'll sit there and talk to you for hours and hours and hours and not repeat himself. He'll go from one thing to the other. That's exciting. Until before you know, you're going to miss something right before back when we were younger and everything seemed new. We used to have a lot of fun, yes we did, no matter what we do. Sleeping days, long summer nights, going anywhere we pleased. This love I've always called my own, a love that I've always known. The city that I call my home, the home from which I never roamed. This love affair was meant to be. Oh, well, I love her and she loves me. Yes, I remember Tampa. She remembers me.